What is up, guys? My name is Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to RC Vlog. My voice, it's back. Anyways, today, guys, we are doing a Tech Tuesday. We're going to start the build on the Tekno NT48 2.0. That is the brand new nitro truckie by Tekno. Awesome truck. I'm super stoked about it. I've seen it before in real life, but I have my own now. But these build tips on the Tekno aren't just for the Tekno. They're general build tips, so they'll be applicable to all different types of cars. So today we're going to be building diffs, because usually that's the first bag. I'm pretty sure it's the first bag. We'll find out when we open the box. But yes, diff building today. It's going to be fun. Let's go. Alright, so here it is, the Tekno NT48 2.0. Again, it doesn't have to be a Tekno, these build tips. We're going to open this box up. Oh man, alright, so what I like to do, I like to put the lid of the box on the right side. I like to put the box on the left side of my chair. That way, you can throw, because you're going to have a whole bunch of bags, guys. You're going to have a whole bunch of bags, just like this. And basically, I throw all the bags, the empty trash bags, in the right box, which is the lid of the car, of the box. Because just in case you accidentally forget like an O-ring or something in there, you don't have to dig through the trash. So, it's just a little better on organizing. I am going to use the manual a little bit on this. It's been a while since I built a nitro car, so we're going to start with bag A and bag B, which are the diffs. Look, I got my on the tone diff tray. Oh, these are so awesome. Got that from the swap meet score. I'll put a link in the eye above for the swap meet vlogs, because I went to one recently. Someone nicked my scissors. Actually, that someone was me, but they're not smooth anymore. It's like I cut a piece of metal. I did cut a piece of metal. Dang it. Why did I do that? Alright, so we got bag A, bag B. We're just going to do bag A, because you can do all the diffs the same way. I'm just going to show you how to fill a diff. Fill a diff with oil. What you need is you need the grease. The grease, it basically seals. All the Tekno kits come with like black grease, but I actually use the ProTech Premier Blue O-ring grease. So we're going to take this out, and then we're going to take all this out of the package, so we can just do it like that. It's all out. Okay, so I got to give a shout out to the person who I learned my techniques from. That would be Ryan Lutz. So Ryan Lutz builds his diffs just like this. Super freaking efficient. I don't get oil everywhere. It's really, really nice. Also, if you're wondering why I don't do a full build on everything on this Tekno, it's because Tekno, they also do build video. So Tyler Hooks will probably do a build video on this entire car, so we're not going to do that. So what I did right there is I basically got grease all up on this, on the outdrive here, on the stem of the outdrive. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to grease the O-rings also. So I'm greasing the O-ring here. There's something in there. There you go, it's gone. Greasing the O-ring right there. You want a rag, by the way. Here's a rag. And then you need to put the bearing in the old. Look, this is kind of cool. I guess this is a new thing. I never noticed that the bearing has a slot for it on the Tekno. I mean, on the Nitro one. And then basically, what you want to do. Ooh, dang, see, I'm a hot mess. You want to slide. This is grease. This is the grease outdrive. You're going to slide this in here. It's going to try to push the O-ring up. You have one of these. Sometimes whenever you get these kits, it looks like you only have one of these because they're stuck together. They're stuck together. You just got to pull them apart. Too much grease is not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to put this in here like so. There we go. Spins nice and free. Got grease all over the place. We're going to wipe this grease off here. Sometimes it's helpful if you grab some of this grease. This is another quick tip. Grab some of this grease and put it right here. It helps the gasket stick on there, because this gasket will go on here like so. There you go. See now, so whenever you flip it over, when you flip it over to go put it on, it actually doesn't, the gasket doesn't fall out. So there, that side's done. Oh, burn on the center drive shafts. These holes work for the, I think the front and rear diffs, but they don't work for the center drive shaft. Boo. Okay, so now we're gonna do the rear one. Not the rear one. What am I talking about? The case part of the diff. Just bearing in here. This is a new thing. This has got to be a center a center diff thing, because this isn't how it is on the e-truck, which is cool. I like that. Same thing, grease the outdrive, grease the O-ring. You don't want to be skimpy. You don't want to be stingy. There you go. Just use the grease generously. There we go. Now that grease is in there, now we're gonna put this guy right in there. So there's a little channel on the outdrive. That little channel should have grease in it. It kind of helps seal. I'm using these needle nose pliers to keep this O-ring down. So I'm gonna push the outdrive. The outdrive through. Works just fine. I'm going really fast here because all this can be found in the manual. What I'm really gonna focus on is like how you fill them up to make sure they're nice and consistent every time. All right, so on the case part, you can put the gear, go ahead and put the gear in there like so. So there's that. All right, now here's the building part. Where's my, oh, there's my other gear. I am gonna run 15-15-7 on my diffs. Let's see what the book asks for. So the book calls for 20-20-10, which 20-20-10 is probably gonna be, it's gonna be less aggressive, so it's gonna be easier to drive. I'm gonna use 15-15-7 because that's what I run on my e-truggy. And I like to kind of keep them as close as I can. That way I don't have to remember too much. And also I did do a little bit of research on who's running what. And 15-15 in the front and center looks pretty consistent. But some people are running 10 in the rear, 7 in the rear. I'm going to run 7 because that's running my e-truck. All right, so we got this. I got to go get my oil. So I'll be right back. All right, got my oil. I'm using JTP Ultimate Oil. This is really good diff oil. You might be asking why I'm not running PT oil. I still run PT oil on my shocks, but for diffs, I think this oil doesn't break down as fast. And what I mean by that is a lot of times I'll change my diff fluid and it will be like super dark. I don't want it to be super dark. So this is 15,000 weight. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting oil in the diff housing here, just kind of to coat the bottom. Don't want to fill it all the way up. Just enough to coat the bottom. Alright, so now that it's coated on the bottom here, so basically you just have oil or grease in the bottom here. I filled it up about maybe a third of the way. Ah! Oh my god, almost spilled it all out. Luckily it's 15, so it doesn't leak out real fast. Then you're gonna get these spider gears here. Again, all this is in the manual, in the directions. You don't have to remember all this part. I'm just going to show you again. The most important part here is filling this thing up without getting grease everywhere and filling them up consistently. That way every time you fill them up, and the way you fill up all your diffs are the same. Put one side in there, kind of push it down. There's already grease under there. There you go. All right, so now I'll put the spider gears in there. I did push them down with my fingers and you can see the grease kind of go between the cracks, which is good. So basically what I'm doing is I'm pushing them down to make sure they're sitting on that gear at the bottom, and I'm turning it and it's actually moving. And then you're going to want to fill the rest of it up. When I say fill the rest of it up, just to the top of the gears. You don't want to fill it all the way up to the top of the case or the diff housing. You just want to fill it up to the top of the gears, which that looks just fine right there. And then we're going to let it sit. A lot of times you'll let it sit until what you want to do is let it sit until all the air bubbles are out. I don't see very many air bubbles in there anyways. But we're going to let it sit anyways. It is a diff case, not a housing. It's a diff case. The thing that the diff goes in is the gearbox. Okay, so now what you're going to do, you're going to get this spider gear. You're going to make sure, so basically I'm going to line this up where the holes will line up if I just closed it up, right? So this, the holes are on each four corners, or each four corners there. And then this pin is straight up and down. Ah! Like that, sorry. Just like that. And then I'm going to put this gear on top here, just like so. And then you're going to want it to sit on there. And you're going to line it up so whenever you put this case top on, this part of the dip on top, it's going to go right into the groove. Once you put it in there, it's going to start to sit flush. You're going to want to kind of wipe the excess oil off with your finger, which there's not that much. You got that off. And then I like to get the case where the seal is going to sit. I like to get it like super clean, like where there's no grease at all. So I'm doing that right now. All right, it's all cleaned off. So now it's sitting just like this. And then what you're gonna wanna do is you're just gonna wanna put this directly on top until it clicks on. There you go, it's that perfect. The holes line up. I'm holding it together and I'm turning it to make sure it's dipping out in there. I'm gonna make sure the gasket is nice and straight. Oh, okay, gasket's nice and straight, the holes are all lined up. I'm gonna get my electric screwdriver here. And then I'm gonna screw these in, not all the way. You do not wanna screw them in all the way. You're gonna screw them in just short of all the way, so. And I don't wanna screw them in super fast. So that's just short of all the way. And then you're gonna wanna do it just like on a car. Like when you do a car tire, you go across. So I screwed that one in, now I'm gonna screw this one in across. Alright, so I got them all screwed in there. I didn't screw them in all the way, and I did it slow. You want to let the threads cool down. So make sure the first one that you screwed in, not all the way, you start with, which was going to be this one right here. And basically you're just going to tighten them down with your hand until it stops. You don't need to over tighten it. Basically just until it stops, just hand tight. And then I'm going to go to the hole across and then go all the way around. There we go. So now it feels really good. There's not grease everywhere. Look how clean that is. Oh, it's so clean. There's just the O-ring grease that I'm going to make sure it's tight. The key is to not over tighten it, is just use 2 fingers and just kind of tighten it as much as you can with 2 fingers. That way you don't over tighten the diff screws. And there you have it. Oh, a beautifully built center diff. Oh man. And then you just got to do the same thing with the front and rear. So that's how you build an RC diff, guys. Well, I hope that helps some of you guys. I will do more build tips and builds on like the more important components of the RC car on the NT48 2.0. I will show you guys progress, but I'm not going to do the full build. Again, I'll put a link to the Tekno blog in my description below so you can see like the full detailed build of this kit. I'm sure Tyler Hooks is going to do one really soon. Also, big shout out and thanks to Ryan Lutz for showing me. I actually watched his YouTube video on how to build this a long time ago. I think like when he ran for Durango, and it's how I've always built my diffs, and I've been really good with them so far. So I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and you guys will see me next time. Later, guys.